ready for a very special day. This is a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Very special day it is. It is a wonderful, terrific Tuesday, and want to welcome to the program our co-host and guest this morning. We have Angel Purlee with Americans for Prosperity. Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Good morning.
And it looks like we got some rain in certain parts of the area, so yay for that.
Last night?
Yeah, over the night. And we had some the night before, which is nice for all of our plants and our gardens. Everybody's rejoicing on that for sure. But anyway, that's kind of like that. And then by the time you get up, it's over and kind of.
That's right. It did it while you were. Yeah, you can. That sun can peek its head out, and just enough for it to get humid.
Yeah.
For that rain to stop and the sun to come out.
Right.
Yep.
I can see clearly now the rain has gone, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. All right, do you have the sponsor list over
I do.
there? Okay, let's thank our sponsors this morning.
Let's thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rose's, Fox Purlee Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Care First Urgent Care, and McAllister Land Consulting.
Yay, thank you to our great sponsors. Very proud of them. And we're on to the 23rd day of July. We're going to be in the end of the month. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I know. I don't know what happens in the summertime.
I know.
I don't know. I don't have any answers.
It goes by.
It
so
seems like it was just yesterday. You know, the kids were getting out of school, and now they're getting ready to go back to school. And
ooh, you're not supposed to say that word.
What?
School.
Oh, some of them are already gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah, some people are already in.
Back in school.
Wow. And so it's crazy that they've started so early.
Well, they've kind of changed it, like where it starts earlier, but I think there's supposed to be like more breaks in between.
I think, yeah, you're required to go 180 days.
Right.
So as long as you hit that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So maybe those that have started now will get out earlier. Maybe
get out earlier, have a few more breaks, longer breaks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure there's some wisdom behind it. But anyway, it would be very difficult right now on these beautiful days to sit and.
I know. I think we're coming up on the time where I think, like, so for example, I was telling the kids last night that it was time to go to sleep. You know, you're going to have to get in the routine for school. And so actually, so when I got up, when I got up this morning, Fletcher said, is it time for school? And I was like, oh, you totally misunderstood what I was saying last night. No, I'm saying you're going to have to get ready for that.
Yeah.
Or it's not time for school right now.
Body ready.
But I love that you're getting ready. Yeah.
Yeah, chomping.
I love that you're ready.
I love that too.
So.
All right. Well, we've got a lot going on. We're on to the 23rd day of July. Today is hot enough for you day. Is it hot enough for you? Hot enough for you day.
I don't know. What was it, like last week? There were some days where it was a little chilly for me.
I think it was very chilly. I was chilled.
And
yeah.
I don't know why it was doing that. Don't do that.
I don't know either. I have to agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the heat.
Yeah. It's 65 degrees right now. So.
What?
Well, yeah, 65.
Well, that's chilly.
Yeah. Now you're cooler than what you thought you were going to be, really, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, actually, no, this one says 67. So 65, 67. We'll meet in the middle, 66.
And rising.
And rising, yeah. We're going to get up to 85 today.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. For Wednesday, back for tomorrow, looks like rain, 45% chance, 84. Thursday, a 50% chance, bring on the rain, high 84. Friday, looks like sunshine, 85. Saturday of the weekend, sunshine, 86. Sunday, sunshine, 85. Monday of next week, 88. Here we go. Tuesday of next week, 90. That's gonna.
There we go. There we're hitting my
Wednesday of next week, 90.
Talking my language.
And Thursday of next week, 93. So it looks like next week's going to be a lot warmer. Bring on the heat. They are talking some rain during that time too, so maybe a little rain and heat. Our air quality index is 58, which is similar to yesterday about this time, and is considered moderate. So there we go. So a little bit of weather, but yeah, 65, 67 degrees right now out here on the ridge. All right. Today is hot enough for you day. Today is National Vanilla Ice Cream Day.
I like vanilla ice cream with some toppings on it.
Well, and vanilla ice cream's just good. It really is. Especially if you get the Breyer's vanilla bean. Yeah.
I don't think that's the same thing.
It's vanilla bean would be vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, I think it's a little different though. Like you have vanilla bean, then you have vanilla. Like for example, like you can't go to McDonald's and get vanilla bean. You just get vanilla.
Vanilla. Well, I wouldn't be mad with McDonald's ice cream.
That's normally what I have my kids get. They'll just take some vanilla.
Vanilla, yeah. Ooh, this is also peanut butter and chocolate day.
I like peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah.
Like a Reese's.
Reese's, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I liked Reese's a lot more. I don't know if they've changed them or what years ago. I'm not.
Maybe
I will
changed.
still eat a
Maybe
Reese's.
You've changed.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I used to really enjoy a Reese's, and then you throw that in the refrigerator, and it's good to go in a couple hours.
Yeah. I've not had a Reese's cup in years.
Well, because they come out with those Reese's eggs.
Yeah.
And those are. What else? There's also, is it Reese's Santa? What are they?
Yeah, I think they do Santa. I think they do the pumpkin now. I think they do almost everything.
Oh, yeah, the pumpkin. Yeah.
Yeah. So the pumpkin will be right around the river bend here because they're putting out fall stuff. You know what I mean? So.
They can hold off on that.
So peanut butter and chocolate day, two great things for sure. Sprinkle day, and it shows like cookies with sprinkles on them. Yeah.
I'm not a sprinkle person.
Yeah. I just didn't have the plain cookie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a texture or what it is. Like, I'm like, so I know a lot of people put it on their ice cream, on their vanilla ice cream. I can't chew ice cream. And I know there's some people that can, or that bite popsicles or stuff like that. My teeth are too sensitive for that. So,
yeah.
So trying to like chew a sprinkle is a no-go for me.
Yeah.
But my kids love sprinkles.
Yeah. This is yada 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 day.
Oh.
You remember? I think it was Seinfeld. I know it was Seinfeld. The yada yada yada. They did it like, and then everybody was like, "What does that mean?" Yada yada yada. You know what I mean? Like, like you were telling a story.
Oh, I
like,
know what yada
and
yada.
you know yada yada yada. And then it's like, okay, well, what does that actually? What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
I find
etc. I don't know.
Yeah, I find myself doing that. Yada yada yada. And yada yada yada.
I don't think I do that a lot.
I don't do it a lot, but I find myself doing that, especially when I've explained it, I've gave into detail, I feel like then yada yada yada. It's like I'm done with it.
I don't know. I don't think I use that. I mean, I've heard it.
Now you will, though. If you watch the episode of Seinfeld, you
I don't
will
watch
think
Seinfeld.
Well, I'm sad about that. Okay.
I don't. I
thought
know.
raised you a
I
little
don't.
Better than that, but.
I know. I've actually never watched Seinfeld.
Oh. Well, you probably did when you were little, and you didn't.
No, I've seen like bits and pieces, but I don't. No, I don't watch Seinfeld.
Anyway, yeah. So.
And yada yada yada.
Yeah, if you watch that, yeah, and yada yada yada. If you watch that episode, you'll be doing it. We were also right here at our own racetrack here. They're going to be gearing up, getting ready for the Mid-Southern Classic ARCA Menard Series, and is exciting. And that'll be coming up in July here. So that's definitely a fun thing. And,
What day?
And it brings a big crowd. So anytime you say ARCA,
This weekend?
it'll be Saturday, July 27th. Saturday, July 27th. And we might be talking with Adam McGee from that, but we'll see if he calls him. But if he doesn't, want to remind everybody it's the ARCA Menard Series, and it'll be Saturday, July 27th. So there we go. All right, it's the Summer Classic.
The Summer Classic.
So we're still using the word summer. I like that.
How many people enter in a race like that?
Oh, quite a few. Yeah, it's a big thing. It's,
Like what?
it's a
Like
big
when you say
deal.
quite a few,
I don't know.
like hundreds? You mean like?
I don't. You mean on
50,
the track at one
25?
time? I don't think they would allow that. You'd have to have different heats, I believe. I'm not I like to watch it all, and I'm not the best at knowing what I'm watching.
What?
Oh, yada yada yada.
What?
No,
What?
I mean I
What?
know I'm not the best vehicles to know what kind of vehicles are actually on the track.
I have never been to a car race.
Well, there you
I
go.
have
This
never
is your
been.
time. Now you can turn that
I
around.
have not been, not because I don't there's not really interest, but because kids.
Well, yeah, and but that's the wonderful thing about Salem Speedway. They've made it child friendly, which is pretty cool, and so it's fun. I think it's cool because especially the drivers, you kind of get to know them, and of course some of them. I mean, and it's big for our community, so hopefully everybody will get out and support the Salem Speedway right here in our backyard.
And they got one, oh no, that's this weekend.
Yeah, and the camping is free. You can camp for free there, so.
So go ahead
Can you
and
imagine
start
your
now.
group camping? Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine
No,
that. And
no.
Then, yeah, and then getting up and going to the race. How miserable. No, can you imagine how the
No, I don't
complaining
want
it
to
would be?
imagine that.
No, I can't even imagine the complaining. I can't even imagine they're crying because they're tired.
Listen, if we do any type of camping, it's got to be glamping. Okay, it's got to be glamping. We are. Don't put me down for that.
I'm just laughing because if you spent the night and went to the race, and then all of a sudden, and then the next day you wake up and you go to, or you spent the night, and then the next day you're going to go to the race. I can't imagine the tiredness, the crankiness, the.
Ugh, that just sounds rough.
Yeah, you would have to actually get a good night's sleep. But I do think the kids would enjoy it. I do think they would enjoy
I mean,
it.
the kids, I'm sure, yeah, they wouldn't
They
care.
would. It would be if you were doing your.
I'm
camping.
just, I'm not much of a, I mean, I'm not I know I have several friends that are big campers. It's just, I don't know. I'm indifferent.
Well, there you go. Well, that's why they have so many different ways of lodging.
Hotels.
They
Give
leave
me
them
a
all.
put me up in a nice
I know.
5-star
You
hotel
can't beat
with
that.
a.
You know what I mean? You have, you go into the hotel room. You have fresh sheets. You have,
Fresh pillows.
fresh pillows, and usually fluffy pillows. Usually
You
several
can set
pillows.
the room temperature to whatever you want.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
A beautiful view,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe they have a pool and a jacuzzi. Maybe they don't.
Oh,
You
usually
never
they
know.
do. We try to make sure
Yeah,
they do.
that's more
Yeah, it's all
that's more
good.
my vibe.
Yeah.
It's more my vibe.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so anyway, that's exciting. Definitely the big racing, and it's the Menard Series, so exciting time at the Salem Speedway. All right. Also, let's talk about, we've had some big news. Actually, we've had our president is not going to be running.
Yes, President Biden has stepped down
from the.
Yes, which, okay, so we were talking.
He's not stepped down as president. He stepped down as the nomination for.
Yeah, as the candidate.
Yeah,
he's not. Yeah. So, which I'm curious to figure out in the days to come as more news comes out. But I think that it's interesting because we were having the conversation, I don't know, either last week or the week before, that, oh, Biden's going to be the nominee. It's just, I guess whenever we were having that conversation, I never thought Biden would step down. Mm-hmm. If anything, I figured, which he kind of, there was a bunch of Democrat leaders I know that were really wanting him to step down. So, yeah, big news in history. We'll see what happens. I'm curious, like I said, to hear more details as they come out. If he said he was going to bring out more details, we'll see what those are. But it definitely makes things more interesting. We're down to 4 months until the election, and somehow these last 2 weeks have had some very exciting. You saw where former President Trump got shot. Now you're seeing where President Joe Biden is stepping aside. I don't know. It's a wild time to be following the politics right now. So I know there's some people that are a little upset that he was elected in the primary and now it's not the voice of the people. But I just keep telling people, you're going to get that voice in November. November's coming. So you still get to vote in November. We're still going to have an election, and it'll still be the voice of the people.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I'm curious though. I've not heard and I'm not saying again one way or the other. I'm only I've not heard where the moment when he decided to step down. What was the actual? I used this the other day. I talked about it. I don't want to say the word straw that broke the camel's back. What was the final? Because he'd been asked to, and he stayed pretty strong with. He wasn't going to. He was going to stay the course. He was going to do it. And then
he had announced. I think it was via X.
Right.
The day before, I'm not going anywhere.
Right. And then I just wondered, what was that moment? I had not heard of that.
And that's when I say I can't wait. I'm so intrigued to hear the details to follow. That's what I think that's what he left with. The kind of hey, more details to come. I don't know. Maybe they won't. Maybe that's all he is going to say.
It could be personal. I just wondered, if you're sitting there, were you at the breakfast table? Were you at the dinner table? Were you?
We might not never know.
You know what I mean?
We may never know.
All of a sudden, what was that final factor that changed your mind? I guess that's what I'm just curious.
Yeah, we may never know. That's just that's. He. I guess there's nothing that. I would presume, and I don't know Joe Biden personally. I'm going to guess, I hope, he goes and enjoys, his golden years and he, decides to do something like that. But I don't know. I don't know his, he, like I said, there was no full, reasoning.
Yeah.
We all have made our assumptions and we all have, the reasons that we believe. But there's been nothing.
Well, it's just,
concrete.
I think that's the part I'm just a little bit. I'd like to know what that factor was, or if there was a person that
call him
spoke
up
to him. It was,
Hey, I need to know.
I need to know this. What was because you're going from I'm going forward, and he had said that. There were several that did ask him, but he stayed strong, and then all of a sudden. The next day,
I think he also ended up getting sick with COVID, didn't he? He got sick with COVID.
But he was still staying the course.
There's a bunch of assumptions we can all make, but
maybe I don't need to know. I just kind of want to know. It's just curiosity of how you go. And I'm not saying right or wrong or whatever he chose. It's his decision. And I don't think until you've walked in someone's shoes, I try to be very fair on that. But I just curiosity, was it somebody that maybe said something to you? Was it something that you just read, or maybe just a feeling, you and your wife?
Well, he has to be very careful and very strategic how he comes out with whatever his details. And like I said, he might not.
No.
I mean, he doesn't have to. There's nothing
No,
saying that he has to.
Nope.
So he might not. But he does have a few more months to finish this presidency he's currently been elected into. So
No.
we got to remember that as well.
Right. Now, another question is full of questions over here. Okay, has there ever been a president that was able to run but didn't run for election for president?
You mean re-election?
Yeah, re-election, sorry.
Has there ever been a president that has not run for re-election?
Election, yeah. Like has there ever been a president that, like, okay, let's say early on, let's say that I'm just using Joe Biden just because he's the one in the story here, but like early on, just like whenever, like, say I'm just not running. I've done the 4 years. I'm done. Has there ever been a president that's only done the 4 years? Not because of the people that didn't vote him in, or because he just chose not to do that. It's been enough for me.
I think that
That it's been their decision, not the people's decision.
Yeah, you're talking like many, 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 many years ago. So you also have some of the older presidents also, they are kind of like a one-term, like a one-term president. So I'm trying to remember. I think so let's see here. They're saying Lyndon B. Johnson, James Polk, James Buchanan, Rutherford Hayes, Calvin Coolidge, which is one of my favorites, Harry Truman, and Joe Biden.
Okay.
So there's a handful, yes.
Yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson, announced in March the 31st, 1968 that he would not seek another term. Well, I was wondering.
Yeah, and then the others include James Polk, James Buchanan, Rutherford B. Hayes, Calvin Coolidge, like I said, one of my favorites, Harry Truman, and Joe Biden.
Oh, wow. Well, and they just, but now, I guess the part that I'm... Okay.
She's wanting a big old history government lesson here. Why did all of those guys decide not to run?
Yeah, I know.
Well, we could nitpick all of them and go into detail,
why. Okay, I'm going to break this down. Okay. When you step into office, okay, first of all, any office, I don't care what office you are elected for, you are a servant of you are a servant leader, okay? And you serve the people. I guess what I'm saying is, and until you get in the office, you do not know. I don't care how much you read about that office. I don't care how much history you talk about to people or try to research you try to do. Until you get in that office, you do not know 100%. And especially with the President of the United States has no idea what's going to be around the river bend. I keep using around the river bend, but you never know what's going to be next, what's going on, what's going to happen. So I guess my point is in my head, I would think, okay, so you are elected and you're president and you're doing your best and you're going to rock it the socket and you're going to do the best you can do and be 100%. But then when it comes to the 4-year ending, you say, I've done it. I've done my part. I've gave back to this United States. I've done the best I feel like I've done, and I'm not I'm not going to rerun. Or I'm not going to
I'm not going to run.
Just not going to run. Yeah, I'm not going to run again. But Biden wasn't that. He was going to run, and then all of a sudden he drops out. But I wondered if there was any that caught it early on, just before you start nominating somebody before I get to the convention.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say most of the I don't know.
Rerun.
Like I said, I don't know every detail of all of those guys we listed. But
I think about.
It would be really easy to find out. I think this is history. I think this is something. And again, I have not dove into every one that I just named off, but I think it would be probably Biden is maybe one of the very, very, I would say maybe one of two, or I mean 3 at most. I'd be shocked. And I'd be, and and I would, like, whatever, I would be shocked that you made it past the primary and now you decided not to run.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's gone further, but I wondered if there was anybody
I think that's the reason why they were saying this was very historical.
Yeah.
In that manner.
Well, and also, and again, we don't know. I'm gonna bring a little bit of a debate there. Your side of, did he feel like he was forced almost, or did he just say, on my own, I'm done. You know what I mean? Or maybe encourage. I don't want to say forced. Maybe that's too harsh. But maybe encourage that, maybe this would be a time for you to step down, or
there were several news sources that came out regarding that there were leaders that were asking him to, and donors.
But he would say no to that. But then all of a sudden he said, "I'm done," or the letter came. So I guess that's what I'm just kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, I think it was.
Maybe we'll never know. Maybe this will be after the fact. Maybe it will be more. We'll find out more.
Yeah,
which will be, again, history in the making. Very interesting.
Yeah, so what day is the DNC? The DNC is, do we know what date? What date is the DNC this year?
Well,
let's figure it out.
Wondering minds want to know.
So August 19th through August 22nd. Okay.
And that's their convention.
That's their convention.
Yes.
So they will have the nominee.
Okay. Then, so if they do make it our vice president, they make it her, then they'll need a...
Yeah, she will pick a VP.
A VP.
Yep.
And has anybody gave any speculations on that? Heard anything? Is there anything in the rumor mill?
I'll be really honest. I really don't follow a whole lot of their the DNC and what's going on over there with VP
but you
Harris.
Gotta remember that whoever is chosen.
I mean, she became pretty important a couple days ago.
I'm trying to think of but that will be who you have to know who is going to be in the running, and I'm just wondering if there was any. What's it called? The water. What do you call it? The water. Like, whenever everybody's, like, talking around the water, it's not water tank, it's not watershed, what's the, like, in the office, like, I'm just using a phrase, like, everybody, or water cooler, is that what they say? What's everybody say?
Like the water hole? I don't know what you're talking about.
In the country, we stand around the water hole.
I don't think I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
so
in an office, like, I'm sorry. I just have to know this one now. Okay. If it's the water cooler, like if people are standing around and everybody's getting a drink, isn't that what they say? Oh, word around the water cooler. Is the word cooler?
I don't know if I have heard that phrase. I get what it means.
Like.
Yeah, all of a sudden the whole office got thirsty and needed a drink of water.
I think around the water hole. I don't think it's. I know somebody knows and they're not helping me out. I'm waiting for somebody to text
Eric
me.
Mills.
Yeah, Eric Mills, come on. Where are you? He's like, oh, you're on your own.
Yeah, I know. I think he's like, that's not a thing.
Yeah, no, but people do that. Like,
thing.
if you have an office and a business, and like there's a water.
I know what you're saying. There's a water jug, and people are filling their waters up all of a sudden because some action's going on inside the main room.
They're doing it. Like, there's a lot of talk around it's an expression, and I don't think it's water jug.
I don't
talk around the water jug.
Well, because I don't think people say that.
No, they do. The water, I think it's water cooler.
It is water cooler.
Okay, that makes me feel better then. Okay, so I wasn't too far.
Casual conversations that take place in social settings, such as offices or break rooms, around non-work topics.
There we go. Talk around.
So it's called water cooler talk.
Yes, look at that. Okay, water cooler talk. Okay.
I am so glad that we figured that out.
I can sleep tonight.
so
I can sleep
happy
tonight knowing that. But I haven't heard that expression in a while, and you've never heard it. Have you not?
No.
Okay. Well, now
No.
you know. You're learning
We're just,
something new.
I don't, maybe they put a stop to that. I've worked for too many people that are like, yeah, we're not doing that here.
Yeah.
There's no water cooler anywhere to be found. Yeah. And nope.
Water was too expensive. I don't know. Maybe.
Inflation.
Yeah. Maybe around the coffee pot.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, the DNC is coming up in about a month, so we'll see what happens there. But let's not forget, the president's not the only race that's happening.
No.
I mean, I think that, everybody's getting all caught up and,
well, because it's been in the news a lot. It's been kind of a look at all the things that
I know, but you can do your own research as well. You don't have to just follow what's hot.
Well, I think it's going to calm down. I think now that the decisions are made.
The decisions are not made.
Well, I mean, there's some decisions that look like they're going to be made. It's going that way. The arrows are pointing.
Yeah.
The arrows are pointing that direction. Okay.
The arrows are pointing that direction, but yeah. So let's. I mean, we all cannot forget. We've got federal level races. We've got state level races. That really, really need our attention. I mean, we can all say, inflation, is due, inflation's not due to one person, right? I mean,
Right.
he's got to have, reinforcement with that.
Yeah.
So let's just, something to keep in mind when you do, whenever you are going through the next few months of, the ballot and who's going to be on the ballot. It is a presidential race, yes.
Yeah.
But you also have to keep in mind on who you're electing, for his checks and balances in
Right.
that, that comes between the House and the Senate at the federal level as well. And then also here we've got a governor's race, and we've
Yeah.
also got state level races all across the state. That don't forget about home either. I mean, yes,
Right.
it's great, to get involved, and yes, the presidential races are always exciting, and I know that voter turnout's always higher, but we also can't forget these other races because they are imperative more so to our daily lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that so just something to keep in mind over the next few months that we still have Biden maybe stepping aside. We still have Bidenomics happening. We're still suffering, with inflation. And like I said, I'm not blaming Biden. Biden, has not done everything on his own. So just something to keep in mind over the next few months as
Mm-hmm.
as we proceed forward with these elections coming up.
Right. Well, and I think you bring up great points on the local level because we have a lot of local races that are really going to, make some differences, where you live. And I think, in our community, but other surrounding, communities too, these local races are something that this is a good time to start doing your research, find out about the person, find out, how, how a lot of the decisions are being made. And it's a good opportunity to do your homework and do your research.
Yes. Now, like I said, now more than ever. I mean, I've seen some people just throw their hat in just to run, and again, like, good for you for running, but I don't know why you would put your hat in, but we've had that happens all the time, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, there's a few more months. Hopefully things do die down a little bit. These past couple weeks have been very exciting. So hopefully they chill out for a little bit and everybody just goes back to their campaigning and they're visiting and they're educating that they do throughout the campaigns, and so hopefully we can get a little more back to that instead of some of this other stuff.
Well, and I think like right now, this is not anything, this is not breaking news. Everybody knows. They're going right now over with Trump, they're doing, the shooting, they're going over it, and that's something that if you could really, really, really hours listening to the difference, of how that was handled, and, and I'm not here to debate right, wrong, left, right, whatever. That's not mine. It's very interesting. That's very much on every news source right now. You'll see them talking about what the head of the Secret Service it's there, and it's very much, and I think it's important for some, or which I like to hear, I like to hear what's going on, and of course I'm very interested in that. And
I'm just very particular on who I choose to hear from, what's going on.
well, and yeah, you want good sources, yeah.
I
Definitely.
mean, there's too many. I heard on blah blah blah, and oh, this was on blah, and I was just like, well, I mean, consider your source, of course. Also, most of the time, if you find people that are for something, you can also find somebody that's against something.
Right.
So it's kind of humorous to see people be like, oh, you need to fact check that. Well, okay, you again consider your sources on who you use. Sure. Just because I think I read something the other day about inflation and how somebody said it was non-existent. I'm like, if you think inflation is non-existent, you are more than welcome. If you good for you are one of one of the only Americans not experiencing that, and congratulations to you and your family for not getting those higher grocery prices and not having to get that those higher gas prices. I mean, you are one of the lucky ones, and I want to know your secret because everything is higher for me. Oh. So, so it was kind of humorous to kind of feel that, and I'm like, at this point you don't need a source. Just I can tell you firsthand. I have bought groceries, now for many years, and it is different.
Well, and you'll see a lot of the, they talk about that people are really, by the time they buy groceries and gas, that's where the check goes, and people will, that's exactly the way everybody's feeling,
Yeah, we could really get into the nitty gritty here, but just generally speaking, we're all feeling it, and if you say you're not, like I said, good for you, lucky you. Like I said, you are one of the rare ones, and I want to know where you're buying your groceries that are cheaper, and I want to know where you're getting your gas that's so much cheaper. Tell me your secret, because I'm feeling it.
Right. And I think that being wise and trying to be a bargain, trying to get bargain on food and getting the best prices, and I think that's important, and I think that's what people are focusing on too. But I think in the news, though, going back to the national news with the presidential, you have so much going on one side, and you have so much going on the other side. So that right there can be a lot to keep up with if you are keeping up with it all and staying in the know and all that, which is important. But also, again, bringing it back to on the local level, it's so important to stay in the know on that too, because there's decisions being made. They're still going on.
There's bigger. There's that'll actually, you'll see more personal at this state, and you're talking like localities, like you'll see at those levels, and so let's not overlook that.
Right.
You hear, I've heard it several times. The Democrat Party, they're going to win this one. I've heard, which I'm saying Democrat Party because they don't have an elected, an official candidate yet. But, and then, you hear, Trump's going to win. I've heard both sides, and really this all goes back to, the voice of the people, and that's great, and we want those fair elections, but again, don't overlook, because then you're going to be asking those questions later on of why is A, B, and C, yada yada yada. Mm-hmm. It's because you also got to pay attention to who you're electing in office other than the president.
Right.
The presidential race is not the only race that's happening this year.
Right, exactly. And there's a lot of races, here at home, and so, and they all are so important, and so hopefully, the voter turnout will be fantastic.
Usually it's higher on a presidential race.
But let's hope it is, And this is a good time that if you need to check to make sure that you are registered to vote. And again, I always try to make sure that this is, if you didn't vote in the primary for whatever reason, you can still vote in the general. So,
and the data shows that they do that as well.
Yeah. So we shall see.
So we'll see. But don't discount, the state level races as well. don't discount those, because
And
those
right here
will
local, too,
affect you
Yeah.
very heavily.
Yeah, we have a lot of races, a lot of anyway people, and we will be gearing up, getting ready for a forum this year too. So
Well, it's that time. Campaigns are getting back out,
Yeah.
getting back at it. And we're gearing up to get back in the scene. So we're excited. Our bread and butter, and we're very excited for it.
right. And if anybody would like to be a volunteer, or
Yep.
be a part,
And you can, if you would like to be a part, come be a part of all the fun. You can go to americansforprosperity.org, check out any of our social media outlets, and just send us a message. Check it out. Like I said, there's numerous opportunities. If there's something that interests you, we'll find something in that realm of your interest.
right. Pretty awesome. All right, and something for everyone. All right, I'm gonna.
That's right.
Those are just some of the different thoughts I've been having on trying to understand a little bit. Maybe it's not to be understood. Maybe just let it be. Okay. All right. Some random facts for today. Okay. Alabama has the longest constitution in the world. It has more than 400,000 words, which makes it 50 times longer than the U.S. Constitution.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Dang. What is going on down there?
Yes. Okay. Jackie Chan,
I know
martial
Jackie
arts,
Chan,
you know
yeah.
Jackie Chan. His mother was a opium smuggler, and his father was a spy.
Well, that checks out.
I wonder if he could. That's some of the moves he.
That makes complete sense.
Wonder if he learned some of those moves. Okay. This is one of my favorite. I'm a John Wayne fan. The Atlanta Falcons drafted John Wayne in the 17th round of the 1972 NFL draft. He was 64 years old at the time, but they wanted to symbolize that they valued men who were tough. The league vetoed the pick, though. If it was me,
Oh gosh.
I don't care if he's the water guy. I don't care if he's sitting on the bench. That man would have been on the team, okay? Just show up. I don't care what you do. You know what I mean? If you want to hit a few people, I'm talking about with your uniform on. Whatever you want to do.
Are you?
Yes, I am. Whatever you want to do, John Wayne, you do, okay? If you just want to just show up, you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, I just had
Sit
a
on the
thought.
bench.
Somebody that we know looks like John Wayne. That just
I
made
don't
me
know
think.
anybody that I know looks like John Wayne, so
I can't tell if you're talking about looks wise or just like his.
Just John Wayne. The whole thing. Just John Wayne in general.
Okay.
It doesn't have
Just
to
the
be
whole package.
the whole package. If I was
So he's another one that I remember you being a fan of,
yeah.
but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, you have. You just don't know what you were watching. Or you ran on the other rim. You ran.
Maybe.
Away. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, okay, so they drafted him in the 17th round, which he would have been higher up the poll than me. In 1972 NFL draft, he was 64 at the time, but they wanted to symbolize they valued men who were tough. The league vetoed the pick. Why in the world would you do that?
Oh my god.
Now see that right there.
Why would you?
That politically,
Nobody
there's
knew.
a political
Hang on here. They
action
didn't
that should
know
never
it
have
was John
happened.
Wayne. You didn't know him either.
Okay, hang on. Well, you know
wouldn't
what?
have known that at the time.
Wait, in 72 they knew. Yeah, they did.
How old was he?
64. That's what I'm trying to say. He's 64 years old. That's why they wanted to symbolize.
Well,
they
gee,
were
I
just-
can't imagine why he wasn't picked.
I'm just saying it had to be political because he was
Yeah,
vetoed.
you're right. It
That
had to
was
be political. Had
It
nothing to
be
do with
political
age.
because he was vetoed. Okay, come on, people. At 64 years old, if John, I don't care what he wants to do. That's what I'm trying to say. If he wants to just sit there, if he wants to get water.
I wonder who his team was.
You wonder what?
Who his team was? Like who?
It was the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, that was it.
Drafted him. in the 17th round.
No, that's not what I meant. Like who his football team you're like, oh, I love the Colts. I wonder
who he loved. I don't know.
All of a sudden, it was the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. But then
I'm sure that
they
became.
vetoed the pick. How could you do that?
Okay, never mind. Then it probably fell through.
Okay,
He probably did not like the Falcons after that.
I probably would get behind picket signs. How could you do this? What were you thinking? Would be on my side.
I wonder.
Stop the Wayne hating.
I wonder. I wonder
waning.
how that works.
There we go. Stop waning and put John Wayne back in. There we go. That would be my sign. I would be picketing with that sign. How dare you do that?
That probably would have swayed them.
Yeah.
If only.
I'm sure they would have changed their mind. Okay. Yeah.
Where were you at on that?
Yeah. Well, I was a little bit young. Okay. But anyway, my feelings are very strong still on that.
Cowboy
okay?
John Wayne.
Yeah. Okay. The Duke. All right. All right. So enough of that. Okay.
Enough about John Wayne.
That's my little bit of a negative. Now I've got to bring my positive.
Well, you just made me think of football. Football season's coming up.
I know. I'm super excited about
Yeah, I'm so ready for some football.
Everybody's ready for football. Everybody's ready for that. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So we're gonna bring up some other. We're gonna change the subject. Okay. Junior mints. Okay, a good old junior mint. You used to like junior mints.
I do, but I switched to. Okay, so they had the junior mints, but then what?
Go ahead. What did you switch to?
Why are you asking? I switched to
they get really good.
They started making the York minis.
Oh, York.
In the York yeah.
You just like to say York peppermint patty.
I said York. You're the one that finished the peppermint patty. I think you like saying peppermint patty.
I do. What's up, Chuck?
So so they started making those again. Put them in the refrigerator, and they're delicious.
They are.
But they started making them in those big bags, and you didn't have to unwrap them. You didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
They made the York minis, and you put those in the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I started eating those. And then when I went back to the junior mints, it's not the same.
Not the same.
Not the same. I'm totally York over junior mints.
Okay, well, what I was going to say is there's...
Did I bust your
your
news now?
Yeah, you completely,
Blew it
Okay,
up.
so there's also called Andes mints.
Yeah.
Now, Andes mints, are those
the chocolate and the mint.
With the green. And aren't they handed out at restaurants like after you eat?
Sometimes? I think restaurant,
like after you get done eating, you get an Andes mint, right?
Yes.
Well, so here's the story. Junior mints and Andes mints aren't competitors. They don't compete because they're both produced by Tootsie Roll Industries. So they're produced by the same person, or the same place. Tootsie Rolls.
I'd like to know who's a junior mint versus a York.
And who's
mint.
an Andes mint? So like if you had like this would be interesting. I might have to do this at Christmas. Lay out junior mints, or maybe Thanksgiving. Lay out junior mints, lay out Andes mints, and lay out the peppermint. What did I say? York peppermint patty.
Just say York.
You got to say the whole thing. Mints. So lay out the three and see which is grabbed.
If I had to guess,
which do you think they would grab? Wondering minds want to know. This would be their political, right? Is it Republican, Democrat, or
Libertarian?
Libertarian, yeah.
I think that we could. Okay, so I do. For some reason, I think the Andes would go first.
Andes mints.
I wouldn't go for the Andes. I'd go for the York peppermint patty.
Okay. Well, the reason, do you think the Andes mints would go because they're just thin and just look like they could just pop them in their mouth?
They're thin and they're green. Now, okay. Well, like kids are drawn to colorful things.
So is a worm, thin and green.
We'll put those up there and see if they get.
I don't think so. Well, I don't know. I have some grandsons that would probably would go for that.
I don't know though. I don't know. Well, and another thing too about the York, if you do the minis, see they're not. You don't have to unwrap them, so you can just grab and go.
Yeah.
Which is also something that's very convenient.
Yeah.
there is, I know of one, well, maybe two little kids that sit right there by that dessert table that would be all over any of those.
It would be interesting to see which one they grab. You know what I mean? But yeah, or they circle it. That dessert table gets more.
I think they get
there's
told
more wear on that dessert,
numerous times to get away
from
from
that dessert table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dessert table is a solid for sure. Yeah. All right. So anyway, okay. Well, they're both produced by a good old Tootsie Roll. And as a matter of fact, I was thinking about that the other day. I was just thinking, I've not had a Tootsie Roll forever. You know.
Ugh, they get stuck in my teeth.
Well, they do, but they're good. But I've not had them forever. But that is something that always, like, I was trying to think of, like, Halloween candy, the Tootsie Roll. Like, you always see, like, Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Tootsie
say
Rolls.
like that's like your favorite Halloween candy.
No. I like, it's hard. Well, okay, the ultimate, I think I hear this all the time, or you hear this all the time, peanut M&Ms. You can't, it's a song.
I don't think you hear that all the time.
I talk about that all the time, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like people say that all the time.
No, peanut M&Ms, but you're not going to find that in your Halloween candy. Very rare, okay? You're going to get, like,
yeah, I mean, they've been making like the
little bitty, but
yeah, like the miniature little
it's very
things.
rare that people actually get them, though. Then you have, like, your Snickers, which I'm a good Snickers.
The Milky Ways are very
Milky Way, yeah. And then Tootsie Rolls, all of that. Yeah, I don't have any problems with any
I'm just a Kit Kat all the way.
Kit Kat, yeah. Which you have some little Kit Kats from time to time. If you remember when you were little, I always used to bring the what's the one with the peanuts on it?
Payday.
Because those, if you're going to a hot place and you're gonna be in the sun for a while, Paydays are the best because they don't melt like everybody else's candy bar, and you get your protein with your peanuts. So so it's
just eat a Payday.
Payday. I promise it really is. It is good.
Three Musketeers is in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Snickers is in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was just thinking about Halloween candy.
I know.
It'll be here.
Halloween candy.
Halloween candy. If you buy it now, though, when it comes out, if you buy it too early, then it gets eaten. I was talking to, and I'm not.
Oh yeah, I have to hide mine.
Yeah, I'm not going to name drop, but I heard one mom. She said, "This is my third time back to get Halloween candy because the kids have found it and we've eaten it." It was our third time going and buying candy.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So.
I mean, yeah, it's a thing.
It is a thing.
I mean, well, when they start making those bags around Halloween.
Yeah.
Like they mix some of the really good, like, you know, you can get some really good mixtures of certain things. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, if they made this every day, I'd be in trouble.
So do you if we took let's say that we all went trick-or-treating and I took your bag and I opened it up, do you stay with the same, like, okay, let's say that you started with the Snickers. Are you going to eat all the Snickers that are present, or are you going to Snicker, Milky Way, you know what I mean, Kit Kat? Are you going to do
literally depends on how I'm feeling.
You're going to hit it all the same.
I would not be able to answer that question until the moment.
Well, I can tell you mine. Okay, I stay the same, if it's possible, unless there's only one.
No, I don't know. It all depends on like what mood I'm in.
So you'll just like maybe have a Snickers here.
Yeah.
And no,
but I will say
the little bitty ones. Everybody's thinking that like they're gonna eat all. No, we're not. We're talking the little bitty.
Oh, I don't care. Let them think it. I don't care.
Big old candy bars.
I'm just gonna eat 5 candy bars in one sitting. I don't care. Whatever.
And drink the Diet Coke. Who cares?
I don't care. You can assume what you want. I think that but I'm also more of a chocolate person. So like, I will set aside. I will not eat the Skittles, the Starburst, the Twizzlers.
Yeah. Ooh.
Those I will set aside. Mm-hmm. I won't eat those, and my kids love them, so it actually
works out well.
I mean, also I'm not going trick or treating as an adult either, so.
Well, I just meant like if you happen to have, you know what I mean. Right?
I am. Yeah, it's just I'm just not that fruity person. I'm just give me all the chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all good for sure. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
So now that we've talked about Halloween.
Well, and then they'll be coming out with the popcorn balls, which are delicious. And now that's something that if I buy those too early, they get eaten before time. They have the popcorn balls, all of the different kinds of Halloween candy that you can imagine. Yeah, so gum, they'll have different kinds of gum.
Double bubble.
Bubble gum. Which one can make the biggest bubble?
I used to be really into blow pops.
What was it? Hubba Bubba. Yeah, Hubba Bubba game.
Blow pops used to be my jam.
Yeah. Well, that's just like a 2-in-1. It's just like, it just keeps getting better and better, you know?
I know. That's what actually, so funny. The green apple was my favorite.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. All right. Switching gears, the coastal town of Carmel by the Sea in California has more than 3,000 people. But until now, I have not pre-read this, but until now, it went more than 100 years without using house numbers or street addresses. The only location that had an actual address was the post office itself. And
What city?
okay, this is actually it's called Carmel by the Sea in California.
What is that? Is there like a caramel?
It's a coastal town. I don't know, but I just love the name of that. Carmel by the Sea in California. It's a coastal town. It has more than 3,000 people. But, okay, so instead of, like, using the people's names and their houses, their numbers, people in town would learn the names of I guess they would learn the names of the houses. The houses had names. And the people. Okay, they didn't have street addresses or street numbers.
It's known for museums and library of the historic Carmel Mission and the fairy tale cottages and galleries.
Oh, well, now here makes sense. Okay, for the mail, they just pick it up at the post office. And for timely at-home deliveries, they use a complicated system where they count properties from an intersection. So, like, if you're the fourth house after the stop sign, I guess. For example, 4 Southwest on 8 translate to a building on the west side of the area, 4 properties south of the 8th intersection.
Wow, Carmel Beach.
We need to find out about this. Why have we not visited it? But the town has finally voted to change that and in the madness. So they're going to change it and they're going to go back to house numbers and street addresses. I would not change that, okay? No, stay the way you are. Don't go changing.
I think they are. I think they're going to do it.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. I like that.
Oh, the weather average is 67 degrees.
Oh, so it's cooler there.
Well, it's average.
The average.
So, I don't know.
I always think, like, California.
I'd say not then.
I always think that it's, like, hot.
Yeah, but you're talking average, like all year round.
Yeah.
So, in the
I guess
summer, it
not.
could be hot.
Okay, maybe it would be. Yeah.
I mean, the average low is 52.
Oh, okay. All right, not bad. Yeah.
Does that convince you
that
enough?
convinces me now. All right, now I'm convinced.
I mean, so
well, those are a little bit of good.
I can say I have never been to California.
I
have been to Washington, but I have not been to California.
Well, I have, but yeah. It was just for a brief moment. No, I didn't get to see everything. Did I get to see everything I wanted to see?
You didn't go to Carmel by the Sea.
No,
we know that.
That's what I'm trying to say. No, all of this cool stuff. No.
There's just so many cool places in the U.S. to travel.
Well, I went to a convention, and I spent most of my time in the convention.
Oh, remember we found out
What
a
did we
week or
find
two
out?
ago about how you can travel to other countries inside the United States.
They call it Epcot, right?
No, remember?
Wait.
The different cities you can go to that are similar to other countries.
Oh, I do remember. Oh my goodness, yes. Yes. We did go to the pier. Yes, we did. We did.
You're going to get called out.
I know. We saw the bay, went to the pier, which was crazy cool. So awesome, beautiful. And then rode the, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on, but the cart, what's the trolley.
Oh.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. I don't know how it
San
does it.
Francisco. That's fun to
Yeah,
say.
I know.
San Francisco.
Well, there used to be a commercial.
Elf.
There used to be San Francisco treat. It was
I don't know.
Okay.
Nope.
That's yours. Yeah, the trolley. Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah. But anyway, it was exciting, fun time. But did I get to see everything that maybe I could have? I don't know. I do know that the houses are very expensive. I did talk. Yeah, I heard they say they're very expensive to buy a house there. So that's all I know. That's all my report. Okay.
Well, like I said, I have not been.
Yes.
It's not that I'm opposed to going. It's just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, we're going to get out of here. Time has flown by so fast. Fun conversations today, and want to remind everybody, don't forget the Salem Speedway gearing up, getting ready for the Mid-Southern Classic ARCA Menard Series. And Angel, if anybody would like to know more about Americans for Prosperity, or possibly getting more involved, or just wanting to know more about some of the different areas that you covered.
Yes, you can go to americansforprosperity.org. Check us out on X, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, message us, get a hold of us, however, email us, whatever, your best way of contact is. And we will get you plugged in some way or some way.
Yay. Love that. Love that. Love that. All right, let's thank our sponsors as well.
Yes, let's thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rosa's, Fox Purlee Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Care First Urgent Care, and McAllister Lamb Consulting.
Okay, thank you to our great sponsors. Let's have the best Tuesday ever. Right?
Happy Tuesday.
If it's the first Tuesday of the month, then you know it's Customer Appreciation Day at our local Salem, Indiana Papa John's Pizza. Get a hand-tossed or a thin-crust large 2-topping pizza for only $6.99 the first Tuesday of every month. Use promo code CAD2022 when ordering online at papajohns.com. Or order 2 and get it delivered. Call 812-883-3369 or stop by the corner of Main and Hackleberry Streets for your hot, fresh pizza today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Give Du Bois County Tire a call. Big or small, they service all. They have the name brand tires, to keep you cruising on down the road. They got tires for driving mean. They even got them for your farm machine. You can call them day or night. Du Bois County Tire does it right. Big or small, we service all. Du Bois County Tire.
Now through September 2nd, buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get $70 back by mail on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card. Get up to $140 when you use your CFNA credit card. Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Available at Washington County Tire Shop in Salem. Subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply. See BridgestoneRewards.com for details.
Big or small, we service all. Du Bois County Tire.
Just in time for summer, the return of the Cheesy Burger Pizza from Papa John's. Papa John's and Reese are diving into summer at the Salem store with sizzling beef, dill pickles, cheese, and burger sauce on a large pizza with the return of the Cheesy Burger Pizza for only $9.99. Call Reese at the Salem Papa John's at 812-883-3369 or order online and try these new creations today. And for something a little different, try the Bacon Cheesy Burger Bites for only $4.99. Or try the Cheesy Burger Papadilla for just $6.99. Call today, 812-883-3369 for your Salem Papa John's, or order online and use the app from the Papa Rewards. Remember, better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. McDonald's is helping you love summer with the $5 meal deal. Starting June the 25th for a limited time, you'll be loving your choice of a McDouble or McChicken sandwich, small fries, 4-piece chicken McNuggets, and a small drink, all for just $5. Bring your favorite snack on all of your summer adventures with free Fry Fridays every Friday nationwide, exclusively in the McDonald's app. Customers can snag a free medium fry with any $1 minimum purchase through the end of 2024. And in honor of National French Fry Day next month, you can get a bonus in store for McDonald's app users. On Saturday, July the 13th, fans can get free fries of any size in the app, no purchase necessary. And for McDonald's lovers in the Louisville area, they're giving you great buy one get one free deals, including buy one get one free for $1 McDouble, McChicken, 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fry, or buy one get one free $1 breakfast, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, sausage McMuffin, or hash brown. $1.39 any size soft drink or unsweet or sweet tea. $1.69 any size frozen carbonated beverage. $1.99 any size iced coffee. Stop by McDonald's in Salem, Mitchell, or French Lick to get some of the best deals around. And don't forget to call the stores to schedule your exclusive and hosted birthday parties in their locations. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is Melissa Jeremiah with Who.
It was 1994 and radio was such a bore. Every station that you heard sounded so lame. Then came two good old boys breaking through that static noise, and my radio ain't never been the same. It's a very funny thing how they make us laugh and sing. I'm so glad they proved all of those critics wrong. You got Rick and you got Bubba, man, there just ain't no other. From Alabama to the world, still going strong. Man, I love to sing that Rick and Bubba.
Here we go, 7 minutes past. Sing the song with us. Sing the song!
Rick and Bubba.
From the Big Boy Studio, out on the bleeding edge of technology, from Sweet Home, Alabama to the rest of the world, thank you for being here. Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsy, Eddie Van Adler, Team Rick and Bubba all here. And sitting right there ready to go is Bubba.
Rick, glad to be here. Thank all of you for joining us. We do appreciate it. Unbelievably, you have given us 3 decades to sit here and do this.
We are so thankful, grateful for that. So much to celebrate. Look at themanchurch.com. I told y'all that August is going to be as busy as we have ever been if you're looking to plug in. Our friend Scott Dawson will start that this Sunday night, even though that's still in July. It kind of starts that boom coming up. Boone's Chapel Baptist Church, Prattville, Alabama. This Sunday night, Scott Dawson speaking at their Man Church. If you've never had the pleasure of hearing Scott Dawson unpack the Word of God, you are missing out. So make plans to be there. Find those details at themanchurch.com under upcoming events. So, Bubba, as much as we wish this wasn't true, I get email after email. I know you do too. I have people saying, it happened Saturday. Can you talk to this person? Can you help them? As all across our country and around the world, unfortunately, there is something that is extremely serious, and it has been around a long time, and that is an unfortunate mental illness called gender dysphoria. We are familiar with it. It is a very low percentage of people who truly have it, but now family after family after family, I'm hearing where one of their children has been taken down this road where they become convinced that they have gender dysphoria. The parents are always like, where did this come from? How did this happen? It's you know, I can't believe what we're dealing with, and it is touching a high percentage of families. And the reason isn't that all of a sudden there's been a rise in true gender dysphoria, the mental illness. What's happening is we have an indoctrination of this starting when they're children, and it's very, very dangerous. And of all people, Elon Musk has dealt with this, and he released a video yesterday that you're going to hear a parent talking about what happened to their own child and how it happened. Maybe this will be helpful to some of you out there that have been through this. I certainly understand how it impacts a family. So here's Elon Musk saying that he is vowing to use his platform and his abilities to try to combat this. because it happened to his own child.
And the other voice you're going to hear is Jordan Peterson.
Okay, all right.
It happened to one of my older boys, where I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. This was before I had really any understanding of what was going on, and we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. I was told, Xavier might commit suicide if he.
That was a lie right from the outset.
Incredibly evil, and I agree with you that the people that have been promoting this should go to prison.
That's
so I was tricked into doing this, it wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs. Anyway, and so I lost my son essentially. They call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
All right. So the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and there's lots of people in that situation now.
Right.
It's not pretty, and lots of demolished kids.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's a good reason to be the final straw. All right, so let's.
So I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that. And we're making some progress.
Join the club.
Yeah.
He's saying woke mind virus. His accent sometimes might make that hard to understand. And he said, I was confused. I know Elon Musk, when it comes to a spiritual foundation, I don't think there's much of one there. So he didn't have that to lean on. And he was convinced that if he didn't, take this little child, as we said, we all want to be things when we're little children. If he didn't act right now and let his son become a girl, the son would kill themselves. You're killing your son by not doing this. And he said, it's actually the opposite. I killed my son by doing it. And all this, and something this serious, guys, we can't let it become trendy. This is not a mullet or a hairstyle. This is not a tattoo. This is not a piercing. This is not wearing weird clothes, listening to weird music. This is a really, 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 really big deal that affects people